Well, hi everyone. I'm going to apologize first on this particular video. It doesn't have my flashy beginning with the intro and music and all that kind of stuff, simply because I don't have my computer. I'm at a rehab facility and can't do the editing and all that. I'm sure there's a way to do it on the iPad. I just haven't learned yet. So you're going to have to put up with some ums and ahs and whatever, but I'm going to make it short. But I did want to give you all an update. It's been a while, and lots has changed since my last video. So as you recall, I was scheduled to have my siblings all come in for a week to visit and be with me. And then the next week, we were going to head off to Mackinac Island up in Michigan for a week of vacation. Well, it's funny how things happen sometimes. So my siblings all did come in, and I was very lucky that week, which was the week of June 15th. Everybody did come in. Unfortunately, one of my sisters, actually, she ended up in the hospital a good portion of that time, but she did get out in time to be able to see me and the rest of my siblings. So we were all together, and very lucky that we were able to do that. But starting that week, about Tuesday of that week, I started getting some pain in my back, in my middle upper back on the spine. And I just figured it was just regular muscle pain or something like that. So we were treating it as such with Tylenol and that kind of stuff. Each day, though, it was getting a little bit worse, and I was unable to control the pain towards the end of the week. I also noticed I wasn't able to walk as far. I was getting very winded, and also each day climbing the stairs was getting really difficult. So by the time my siblings left, which was that coming weekend, the weekend 19th and 20th of June, it was really difficult for me to get up the stairs. And that Sunday, Tony actually had to help me up the stairs. Monday morning came, which was the day that we originally were supposed to leave for Mackinac Island. But the pain was really bad, and I believe I did make it downstairs myself. But once I sat down, I was not able to get up very well. Tony needed to assist me with everything. So I called my oncologist, who said, "Come in, I'm getting an appointment for you now." So we came down to the city here in Chicago and had an appointment. By the time I got to the hospital after getting into the car, Tony had to help me into the car, I was paralyzed from my waist down. I had no feeling really except a lot of numbness from my waist down. Couldn't move my legs, my feet, couldn't feel anything. Needed a wheelchair, obviously, to get into the hospital. They admitted me pretty much immediately, and had an MRI done, which showed that there was a tumor in my thoracic spine, T7, 6 or 7, and that tumor had invaded the spine and was causing damage to the spinal cord, which was causing the paralysis. We had surgery that Wednesday, which was Wednesday the 24th, and they are pretty confident they were able to get all of the tumor out. But then, so then I was in recovery at the hospital. What originally they wanted to do was to start radiation in that area as a preventive measurement to make sure there was no microscopic cells, because they are so afraid how quickly this tumor grew that it would just grow back and cause the same thing, cause the same paralysis. Well, then it would be rehab. So learning how to walk again, learning how to stand again. What we decided to do is to go into rehab first so that I could get home quicker and then do the radiation. And so that's what we did. So I was in the hospital for 3 weeks, and then on July 1st moved here to this rehab facility. It's called the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab, and it is the #1 rehab facility in the country. And I was just lucky that my insurance approved that. So it has been an amazing journey here. I have been working very hard with physical therapy and occupational therapy in order to try to get some mobility back. And we are making progress. Not as fast as I would like. I would have liked to be done and out of here by now. But it's a slow process. But I am making good progress, good enough that this coming Saturday, July 18th, I should be going home, barring any issues that come up this coming week. But the progress, they tell me the progress I'm making, I'm doing so well that they don't see an issue. It will be very limited mobility at the beginning. I will need a walker. I probably will not be able to climb stairs, at least for now. And but I will have a little bit of independence. So what they're saying is for me to be able to walk by myself by the time I get out of here, probably no more than 10 feet of a distance, maybe a little farther depending. But again, at least I will have a bit of mobility. The plan now is to then try to start radiation closer to home at the hospital that's just 15 minutes from here, or 10 minutes, or from my house, and get that over with. And then after that, I'm going to go to outpatient therapy. Shirley Ryan will have a facility about 30 minutes from here for outpatient. And so by continuing this rehab, I will hopefully then be able to climb stairs. And that's the goal, so that we can get upstairs to my own bed and all that kind of stuff. In the meantime, I will probably be sleeping in a hospital bed downstairs in probably my dining room, which is not ideal. We don't have a full bath downstairs. So one of the things we are looking at is to install one of the stair lifts. There's a company that actually rents them. So we're going to look into getting a stair lift so that I can get upstairs quicker and be able to shower. This has been unreal. Another complete life change. Never thought that I would need a walker. I also will be going home with a wheelchair because for long distances or anything over any kind of walking from a parking lot or whatever, I couldn't do. And so I will need a wheelchair. And surprisingly, I am okay with that. I am just thrilled that I will have mobility and be able to be somewhat independent. Unfortunately, my driving days are over now too, probably, which is funny because the week before my siblings got here, I had just renewed my driver's license. So at least I got a new driver's license, but I won't be able to use it. the point I want to make, and there is a lesson in this, is that if you get a new pain that's different and you can't control it, you can't manage it or whatever, don't wait. I probably should have contacted the doctor earlier that week. I didn't want to, simply because all my siblings were in town. I may have done that if they weren't, but had I done that, we may have been able to do the surgery earlier before I was totally paralyzed from the waist down. So definitely, there's a lot of times we don't want to call because we've called the doctor and it turns out to be nothing. Well, that's what we have to do as cancer patients. That's what we have to do when we have aggressive cancers like LMS. There might be a false alarm. It might be nothing. But on the off chance that it is something, as it was in this case, you need to be able to react quickly, and your doctors need to be able to react quickly. I am very lucky that even though I was paralyzed, that we caught it in enough time where I didn't lose all sensation as far as things like bladder control or bowel control. I'm blessed that that hasn't happened, but that could have if I had let it go longer. And so if there's any takeaway, please, any pains you have, don't wait. Call your doctor. And if they say, oh, it's just muscle, great, then it's just muscle. But you don't want to end up the way I have with this. So the good news is, again, I'm going to have some mobility and a little bit of independence. It's going to put some more burden on Tony as my caregiver, but we're up for the challenge. I'm still hoping for that miracle, still being as positive as I can, and again, another life change. Things get thrown at you all the time, especially when you have cancer like this. But we're going to get past it, and we're going to move forward, and we'll go on from here. So again, I apologize for this rough video. I hope it turns out okay, and that the next time I do an update, I'll be home. I'll be able to do some editing, and you won't hear me saying all the time, because I know I say it a lot. But in any case, I hope you all are doing well. I wish you all the best. If these videos are helpful to you in any way, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell, and you'll be notified when a new video is uploaded. But in any case, again, wish you all well. And as always, thank you for watching.